Hey guys, what's going on? Mr. Solomon here. Welcome back to another Dragon Saga's Newbie Guide. In the last part, we finished up business in the graveyards and decided to start on Skypie Sanctuary. We cleared its scenario mode, but we got a lot more that we have to do. So, we got a couple of quests that I'm going to accept here. First off, the Sneaky Thief Jess is going to tell you a bit of a story about his hero, Belkin, who is one of the 5 legendary heroes. But basically, he's telling you that there was a tower in Parmer Sanctuary that apparently can help with something else. So, there's apparently a treasure that Belkin left behind, which is located with 5 specific NPCs. But we have to talk about 5 specific NPCs about it. Let's see here, Mark. Do I have anyone here? No. We just gotta make sure we talk with the right guys. You'll see some of them will have question marks, but if they have other quests. So I talked with Jesse, I talked with Thomas. Oh, that was Jesse, right? No, that was Jesse. Don't need to talk to any of those two. Okay, yeah, we have to talk to Laryl first. Look before you leap. We gotta talk with Jess anyway, so let's talk to both of them. So we can do 2 quests with 1. Talk to the gravestone, and lastly we gotta talk to a guard named Mark. Just wanna make sure it's not this guy. Yeah, Mark should be the guard over here next to Hunter G. And he'll tell you about Belkin's treasure. So, the storyline of this is that the Thief brothers, Jack and Jess, are investigating Spectres Tower because they believe Belkin left behind a treasure. First off, let's do Look Before You Leap. Belkin's treasure. Wants you to talk to Mark, and we talked to him already. Tomb Raider is a dangerous caverns-based quest. We will do that later, because it's going to be what I have to do to wrap up like 38 to 40. So we're going to go to Parmer Sanctuary. Now I know we have to deal with this whole Princessia nonsense, but her quests aren't hard. Trust me. Actually, we might as well. It's extra XP. So we have a quest to enter Parmer Sanctuary to talk with them at Spectres Tower's lobby. But let's help this lady because we promised we would do it last time. I did the other quests off screen because they took way too long, and you asked for Parmer Sanctuary anyways. Let's move on over. Am I good on potions? I think I should be good on potions when I enter the dungeon itself. Anyways, we're going to go to Spectres Tower entrance since we unlocked it by visiting Parmer Sanctuary previously. For some reason the Puff Tower warps you over here. Anyways, let's get Princessia's stupid princess beauty tip thing that she's only getting because they want her to be a princess and not a general's daughter. Even though, of course, her plot point is in regards to something that's like one of the world's most unsolved mysteries in Dragon Saga. There was supposedly supposed to be a storyline involving a missing general that Paris killed named General Blood, or something like that, or General Red, or something like that. And we were supposed to investigate his remains and find out where he was and what happened to him. Let's jump up here. Do I still have to do anything else? Ugh. We'll do it, but we won't like it. Anyways, let's talk to him real quick, because he's going to ask us to do something else here also, which is to find magical beads in Parmer Sanctuary. But we're going to go back to Sky Pie and help the princess lady. The things I'll do for XP. Okay. 2 different types of knights drop it, so we just gotta... It's one of those, like, really low drop rate single item quests that really piss me off sometimes, but sometimes you get them first try, sometimes you don't, and I have not had good luck with these so far. I don't know what she needs a leotard for to be a princess. She just wants to be an adventurer. That Disney movie jazz, you know how it is. And I am not in Channel 1. Holy crap. How did I forget? You know what? Like, it's instinct. It's like Ultra Instinct. It's just like, you're going to Channel 4, you log into Dragon Saga, what's the first thing you do? You go to another channel. You go to a channel that isn't your recommended channel, just on instinct. It's just that simple. Come on, give me the stupid leotard. I never thought I would have... Please don't make me say that ever again. Okay. Okay, that's one down. Now we gotta get the one from these Spectral Dragon Knights. Be grateful they're Spectral Dragon Knights and not actual Dragon Knights, you know. Those difficult to fight people. And we got that one out of the way. We're just trying to get this one out of the way so we can meet her up in Spectres Tower. And are you freaking kidding me? I just purified this idiot. What is it recommending me I do? Wait, hold on. Defeat the Lord of Night in mission mode in Sky Pie Sanctuary. Okay, but don't ask me to go to Chaos mode. Ugh, this quest doesn't show specifics, so it's hard for me to tell what's recommended in this. I just want to go fight the ghosts, the spooky ghosts. Spoiler warning, we're fighting spooky ghosts. Man, this new weapon I got is doing wonders. I decided to try and soulcraft that 35 weapon to just use it, and I used all my souls. So I just bought a sealed 34 one off someone for like 5 gold, and then plus 4'd it. I felt like I needed just slightly more damage for what's coming up, because I'm right at 37, which is the recommended level for this upcoming dungeon. So, you know, it was only fair for me to get a better weapon. And the funny thing is that my gold could go to waste if I get lucky in this dungeon and get the even better weapon they recommend at this level. Okay, yes, it is this one. Hopefully it's not a drop rate one, I'm sure. Hooray! We defeated the Lord of Night again. For like the 3rd time. Actually, it's more than that. Give me that Chaos Scroll. I'm keeping this. Why? Because, you know, it's the Chaos Scroll. You have to... Like, seriously, for some reason, these scrolls were impossible for me to find. And I was like, oh, maybe I could cheat it to go on the market. Nope. Someone was selling them 20 gold each. Apparently there's a secret market for Sky Pie Sanctuary Chaos Scrolls by taking advantage of lazy low levels. I don't blame people for it, but come on. Okay, anyway, her saga, her little brief saga is finished. We'll meet her again in the tower, don't worry. We're not done with her yet. But, and are we done with her? We done with her? Okay, we're done with her. Back to Parmer Sanctuary. But first, we're going to stock up on some potions. Because, God help me, this is actually going to be... What's coming up is actually kind of hard, so... Thankfully, we got a bit of extra gold with this. What's coming up is actually kind of hard, so I want to get a bit of extra potionage going. And we'll use this to get almost 1G. I'm probably going to be grinding this dungeon, if not, like, trying to get the gold to buy something specific from this dungeon. So, it's good to get me a bit of extra gold. Anyways, we need to get magical beads from monsters in Parmer Sanctuary. Best recommended things to just go to the areas around the entrance so you don't have to walk too far at the end of the quest. Because you're going to be going into the dungeon almost immediately after getting the key items. Okay? Yeah, don't be like me and dash jump into a jump pad. That'd be kind of stupid. I'm serious. It's actually kind of hard to walk back here because there's so much you got to go through when you use that jump pad. That's one of those one-way jump pads for like shortcuts. There's no return route. As you can see, over there across the distance is the next town, Libra. Around 38, 39, they're going to give you a quest to go to Libra to basically deliver Farrell's diary. And, well, it's future quests there are going to involve level 40. There is like at least a few other things I want to do before I start it. And one of those does involve going to dangerous caverns, which is why I'm going to do those quests. And it's actually a good thing if I do those quests because my dailies take place there. They're very straightforward quests, though. I went over them in the last part, and they were good for helping me close the gap to 40. Unfortunately, I still need to max 2 other skills in these last couple levels. I didn't even level Mana Shield past 2. I don't know, Sork mains, give me some advice here. Is Mana Shield and PvE worth it? Because I'm not going to be doing Elga or anything. I'm just going to be doing like normal PvE, like dungeons at most. I'm going to have the plus 20 back by the end game. Now we're going to go into the Spectres Tower and, oh right. He wants us to clear the path to the 5th floor for him. Okay, so before you go into Spectres Tower, a few things I recommend. First off, recommend your weapons and armor are repaired. Recommend that you probably have better gear than I do. I'm going at this with awfully low defense, so I might get my ass kicked, especially towards the end here. Recommend you be full on potions, because Spectres Tower is a doozy of a dungeon, and it's actually kind of a long one at that. So if you mess up and die, well, I don't know what to say. Anyways, here's the intro sequence. Spectres Tower is a legendary place that apparently holds the myth of Belkin's treasure in this 9-story tower. Each floor is guarded by an elite boss, and you have to beat him in order to proceed to the top floor. Supposedly there's someone else came into the Spectres Tower whilst it was docile. Don't worry about Captain Hookah. I don't know why he's here. In fact, you can't talk to him. I believe that something that was cancelled when this dungeon first came out was that Hookah would have like some normal quests for you. The main gimmick of this dungeon is hazards. A lot of platforming hazards. Bit of a tip, chain combos can kind of super armor through these hazards, but it can also mess you up if you do bad on the timing. Anyways, first boss is Arca. She is based on a mission boss of the same name. Her main gimmick is that she's going to try to entangle you in these vines, and then she's also going to try and throw sunflowers at you because she's based on a Fairy Queen boss. Just like the intro said, the gimmick of this dungeon is that each floor has an elite boss. All 9 of them. And they can all be pretty tough. They all have their own unique mechanics. Some inflict unique status conditions. Some have like a lot of damage that they do. And there's Arca's Sunflower attack. It's one of her hardest hitting attacks in my opinion, because if you don't move out of the way, it hits you repeatedly. And she is not moving. You can grab these turkeys if you want. They give you health. And I don't care about anything this boss drops, so I'm just going to go into here. Bit of a trick. Run to the door before the boss's death occurs. You don't have to worry about... You can shave a few seconds off the waiting sequence. You can skip the cutscenes of each door opening by escape. And these hazards are actually pretty tricky to dodge, especially at higher movement speeds. Rolling barrels. It's like that one game with the monkey. Heal up on this one. This one's actually a hard boss. Pythanos is probably one of the harder bosses here. In my opinion, he's one of the hardest bosses to do without taking a lot of damage. First off, he summons a ton of golems. He has the spin attack that can knock you around repeatedly, so be very careful of that. One of his main kickers is this gem rain attack, which actually has increased AoE based on the number of players in the vicinity. So be sure to like move and avoid his attacks at all costs. Keep moving. when he spins like that, just... If you get knocked down in your low movement speed, you can actually dodge all the future hits by just staying down. Unlike what I just did there. Not my night tonight. For those of you who don't know, like, I'll just talk to you about some of my misfortunes tonight. I tried to set up a character card on this character for 10% movement speed. Turns out the tooltip for it was wrong. I don't know which one it is. So I have to, like... Okay. Why did it give me that much experience? Is this dungeon, like, secretly really good for leveling or something? I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, it just flashed, like, 400,000 experience, like, 3 times. Maybe I should have killed the rest of those golems. They were about, like, 1 level higher than me, so they made a lot of sense. They were, like, 3 levels higher than me, though. I got hit. Some of the hazards in this are really difficult, and some of them have, like, pitfalls, which can force you to have to reclimb. Anyways, let's go over here. Next boss, Karkaris. That's a mistranslation in his name, don't worry. His main gimmick is that he charges across the ground and he has like an earthquake attack. He can also like try to horse kick you around the place. Be careful with that. He also has the shield, which I think increases his evasion. Oh, watch out. That's the Earth Shatter. It does hit pretty hard. I have a mana shield, so I don't think... So my lack of defense will be okay, because it's like 30% damage reduction. It's good XP. It's not that bad XP, actually. I just don't know. I guess all those quests in conjunction with it. Okay. 3 floors down, 6 to go. It's a long dungeon, so we have a lot to do. No, I can't blink. I don't know how to double tap blink to increase... actually, I don't even think that exploit works anymore. I think Popcorn patched it. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm just talking out my butt. That Princessia chick would have hero quests when you beat this floor or something like that. There's actually supposed to be another series of quests that you do at the same time as this one, but you have to, like, beat this one first. So, yeah, there's going to be, like, you're going to have to run this dungeon at least twice. Next boss is Paul Burnown. I love this boss. He's literally like it's fighting Dr. Robotnik from Sonic. Because he has the little, like, lumberjacking, like, barrel device thing. And, like, it literally, like, jumps around. And, like, you really just feel like you're Sonic the Hedgehog fighting this guy. Because, like, the mission map this guy's based on even it has, like, a Save the Trees motif with it. So it's kind of funny. But then they, like, make the plot point weird by making him to be, like, the lumberjack apprentice of, like, this dark sorcerer. Okay. That's the next boss down. They're only going to get harder from here, folks. So I should be glad that I'm getting, like, 8% per boss clear, so... do you have a quest for me? This is very dangerous. If it's not too late, please go back. Lady, I'm the one fighting all these monsters. What are y'all doing? I don't like that character. You gotta watch out. Dodge the boulder. Jump over this. Jump over that. Let's see. Try to blink through this. Super armor past it, which is nice. And hey, here's Jess. Of course, I think I have to meet with his brother, Jack, on the next floor. Anyways, Illumin was once a cancelled mission boss, but now he's a mission boss that you won't see for a long time. His main gimmicks is that he'll throw tornadoes and spit bats at you and drop a giant Woody statue on you. His real kicker is this freeze circle that he'll summon, which can be really deadly if you get caught by it. This is also terrifying with the fact that these Lexus monsters that, you know, a lot of the bosses in Spectres Tower spawn with have an attack that inflicts petrification, which can be a very deadly status effect to get locked in. There's this tornado. He doesn't hit that hard. I was kind of worried about my defenses, but it looks like this armor will hold if I know how to dodge. It's just my problem is that I keep going for like the point blank fire symbols to maximize their DPS. Oh wow, he does hit me for like 600. Oh right, they can drop stuff like that. Problem is that those Souls of Destruction are like untradeable. Let me just... There we we go. Some of the soul stuff there is used for making something from this dungeon. The thing from this dungeon that they make, however, is something that you can farm from the final boss of this dungeon. So I don't recommend going for it recipe-wise unless you have absolutely no options. It'll take you just as many runs as it would take to farm one to make one. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's kind of pointless to go for the recipe. Anyways, let's talk to Jack. He's going to tell us to go to go meet him even higher up on the tower, which is a good idea, actually. Let's do that. He wants you to meet him on, like, pretty much the final floor of the tower, but he just wants to make sure he can get up there. Anyways, next boss is Vela. She's actually kind of a hard boss. She has this annoying shield that I think can do block, but it's rare. She can shoot these electric bolts, which are really hard, which can hit really hard. She can inflict poison on you with her stinger. So, God, that homes in on you too. That's actually the hard part. Of course, it doesn't help my mana shields down. Oh no, it just has really long range. Yeah, it only did like half damage there. Oh, so close. Oh well. We have 3 more bosses till the end of this, so, you know, we're doing good. Okay, so Jess is going to ask us to meet him on the 9th floor. I can't check if, do any of the other NPCs have quests? No. Just want to make sure. I don't want to say that I forgot a quest or nothing. That's going to be a rock. Okay. No. Thought I could Z past that. I gotta learn how to do more than just one Z press. It's not like Overlords. Hey, does this guy look familiar? It should. It's Artis. Only it's scary Artis. Spooky Artis here is a little tougher than his mission map counterpart. His attack animations are slightly different, meaning there's less wind up to them, which is what makes him slightly harder. But he's still relatively the same as his normal counterpart. No, that's his electric attack. He didn't get a chance to use it last time. Kill these things. They actually give good experience. That's some damage right there. I love level 5 magic missile. Really good early game in PvE. Very good late game in PvE also, because it's one of the few skills that benefit from your critical damage. And I will be getting some critical damage eventually, because missiles are what that's useful for. Okay, I missed nothing. I have 2 more floors. Make sure I don't fall into this pit. Blink past that. Walk past these. Ah. I think a boulder's going to fall through that. Oh, there's the boulder. Let me just heal up. I'm getting hit by hazards left and right here. Okay, here's Chief Sam Baba. It's actually Chief Rocco, but, you know, again, translation issues. We actually will see him pretty soon. He's 2 mission maps away from now, so, you know, we're getting closer to where we're currently at here. Okay, he has the same poison breath as that one boss from, like, Feral, so be careful with that. He also has the same attacks as that one boss from Feral. Breath. Yes, walk back into the blizzard. Punish him for, God, that speed buff is actually kind of brutal on these elites when you're a Sork. I really hope Paris levels me up here. I'm getting awfully close to a level, and I'm only, like, doing the bosses. Ah. Thought I could go. I've never went through Spectres Tower without getting hit by a single hazard. That's how annoying this dungeon is. Like, even the most experienced players can't go through this dungeon without getting hit by a hazard. Anyways, semi-final boss is the Lord of Night Spooky Mode. Oh crap, I got hit by one of the Lex attacks. God, that is a movement speed debuff if I ever saw one. God. Someone maxed the Muddy Mud. Okay. Beat him down, beat him down. Yeah, look at that. A lot of damage. His animations are roughly the same as his Night Lord counterpart. Unlike Artist, there's no improvements to his animations to make his attacks a little harder to dodge. And there's Lord of Night down. That is the semi-final boss of the dungeon. Oh, I missed some ninja pants. Those aren't the ninja pants I thought they were, so I don't have to worry. And I'm going to fall. That was reckless of me. Because that was the final floor. That was the final climb. And I fell. I've brought shame to my family. No. Okay. Almost did it again. At least get above the boulder. Blink past it. I could super armor past all this with Blink. Let's heal up. And before we go into the boss room, it is imperative that you talk to Jess. Basically, okay, there's a map. But nothing's here. There's a witch. Instead of the treasure, there's a witch! Paris! She wants the treasure just like me. Ah, she saw me! She wants to kill me! Okay. So, in the tower's core is apparently the Black Witch Paris that we've heard so much about. She possessed Sanka and Kunka with rotten apples. She paid Hookah and Alvita to get Farrell's diary and bomb Stephen Trading Port. And she's raising the dead in the sanctuaries. She's supposedly invincible. I'm gonna punch her in the gut. I almost said something inappropriate there. Okay, yeah, scream all you want. Paris is without a question the hardest boss pre-level 40. And she starts right away with one of her most annoying attacks. And another of her annoying attacks. Oh, crap. Anyways, that tornado attack is one of her most lethal. They home in on you. They do a lot of damage. These bone spikes also do a lot of damage. 830,000 health. We are in for a ride with this boss fight. These red bolts right here can drain both health and mana, so it's highly imperative you don't get hit by them. They also ignore defenses because they hit a flat 2,000 each, or 200 each. I'm thinking about expert mode or something. Those bone spikes, as stated. I'm actually doing something cheeky here. Oh, I'm going, okay. I was about to say, I thought I was going to go for a ride there. I think I just found the safe spot to, like, make this fight a little bit easier. I did. Yeah, this back area right here, none of her monsters focus you, and she's a little easier to focus down because her tornadoes aren't as lethal. Whoa. Like I said, Paris is a hard boss. She's, because of some of her attacks ignore defenses, and because she has so many lethal homing attacks, it's very recommended that you go at this with a party, especially because of that whopping 800,000 health, which is very high for level 37. Yeah, I haven't had a boss like this in a while. Even Anukas wasn't this hard. I mean, yeah, I'm playing Sork, and that's not really, like, that's one of the top PvE classes. And, of course, when she's low, she'll summon these non-elite Spirit of Knights. Let's just get rid of them. I think they don't have as much HP as the original. Go down already. There we go. Anyways, Paris has been defeated. Now then. But she ain't done yet. She'll be back in about 32 levels, but she'll be back. Anyways, with Paris defeated, we get to our reward boxes. By the way, Expert Spectres Tower is at level 40. It does have unique drops compared to the regulars, but it's not something I recommend doing. We're going to see. Hopefully, let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, come on, come on. I got the rarest drop in her table, but I did not get what I wanted. Really? Really? This isn't even a good pen anymore. Movement speed's been capped, so you can't roll 8% on this and say, hey, I got the highest movement speed in the game. Okay. The drop that she just gave me is the Paris Spirit. It's her little eyeball pets that you saw during her boss fight. We leveled up to 38. Let's get Fire Symbol level 5. And let's see what our little Paris Spirit rolled. 10 Strength. Lovely. I got some silver coins. I could probably get some pet randomizers. It's an adorable little spirit. It doesn't level up like mounts do, so it's nice. The kicker of these pets is that they can roll movement speed as a stat, but the highest they roll is like 8%, so I would not recommend hunting it for exclusively movement speed. There are way better pets for the movement speed purpose. These other NPCs are about another series of hero quests. In fact, I might have like one of the quests available. We got a few other quests available in that involve dangerous caverns, but I think for a little bit earlier we did a lot of work here. Oh, hey Edward, I need to talk to you about something. He's got, if you bring him 200 wretched souls and 10 of each gem, he will give you the recipe for the Dark Soul weapon. The Dark Soul weapons are level 37, so they're really good. They last till about 40 to 45, maybe. I would say you can replace them right at 40 if you know what you're doing, because there's something the weapon is used to create that's even better. But we don't have to worry about that. We'll get that when we get that. I might actually use my main to get that, because dear God are Dark Soul weapons expensive, because they build into a very powerful weapon. I'll show you them in the market. So let's just do all weapon. And they're level 37, right? So, yeah, Dark Soul weapons. They're expensive, and they're powerful. They're very useful. They have a huge attack spike compared to all the weapons you've been getting in quests so far. The cheapest... I can actually get this one for 100 gold, but I don't have 100 gold. They used to be much cheaper, but, you know, something came up. And I'll show you why it comes up. Basically, the Dark Soul weapons... There's a feature that becomes available at level 40 that you can start farming right away. And Dark Soul weapons are a prerequisite to create something even better that comes from it, which are these level 40 element weapons. I used one on the Newbie guide because it was much better than the magma weapon because of the flat element damage. This is the drop from expert mode. I would not recommend it. Any of them? Nobody's selling a spear. These are pretty expensive and they're very worthwhile to make, because they help your element damage. Part of me wants to go for a nature spear, like just to like use in the playthrough, because nature element spear wouldn't be that bad. Legend at +4 advance, it would last me a while. It would last me like 9-10 levels, maybe even 15 levels, given how this leveling in the game works. But anyways, before we end today's part, we have a quest for the fastest runner Muriel at the Dangerous Caverns. Jess wanted us to talk to his brother at the Dangerous Caverns, and I think that's it. Oh, and Jack Caligon is at the Dangerous Caverns. All my daily quests for this character now take place at the Dangerous Caverns also, so I can pretty much do all these quests in the next part with some dailies and get a ton of experience. And because that's how level 40 works, because we're approaching level 40. Anyways, let's go into Dangerous Caverns to get things started. Recommended level for this map is 35, but I would recommend you come here at like 36, 37 after Spectres Tower to get a Dark Soul weapon. Let's talk to Jess. Let's talk to Muriel. Now, there's a series of pirate quests here. This one requires beating 10 of these specific type of monsters. This one requires beating 10 of these specific type of monsters each. And let me guess, this quest requires just 20 monsters in general. We can get started here. This is a longer area, and it's a huge series of hero quest chains take place here. And as a result, the last couple levels before 40 are really good to get out of the way here. By the time, if you were doing what I was doing, you'll probably be 38, 39, or maybe even closing in on 40. So, okay, that's the first set of quests done. Well, not the first set, but... And he requires level 39 because this is actually a long quest chain. Like I said, and the mission here is for a monster named Atu. He does drop some level 40 gear, or he has the chance of dropping some level 40 weapons and gear. So, but you'll get a level 40 weapon right at promoting, and level 40 brings up so much. And like so much becomes available in the next 5 levels, and they're not that hard to close at all. Let's go, what do I need here? Mage Doodoo in the mining area, and monsters on the other side of the map. Let's just kill this last fist one. 10 out of 10. I'm gonna go to the mining area and beat 10 mages, so... there's the pumpkin heads up there for the pumpkin head achievement. Give them a good old pumpkin spice. But we just need the regular doo-doos. I don't like that they're called doo-doos. Why don't they just call them moles? Just sounds funny saying doo-doo. Okay. Let's just go over to the mining area and get these 10 really quick. I actually want to go to the mining area because mining area has a puff tower that's exclusive to this map. It's for a specific reason, and for that, I want to get that out of the way. This map series also has some huge monster packs, which is really good for training, for your combos, as well as like grinding guild quests and dailies and all that. Oh hey, the doo-doos here count. I'm gonna fucking... There's a reason my videos are never monetized. 1, I'm not 1,000 subscribers yet, and 2, it's just... Ugh, making me say inappropriate words like that. This is a E10 plus game. I don't know if it means anything different in South Korea, but it means 10-year-olds can play this game. And what are they gonna say? Like, what are the moles called again, sir? Doo-doos. See? You think the guy in charge of R&D that had to, like, name the monsters knew that, you know, this translation would get laughed at? I gotta get the regular... You know what? I'm just calling them moles. I don't care. I'm just gonna call them mole monsters. Because that's what they are. They're underground moles. They're mole people. And that's the whole point to their characters. They're moles. There were moles that got disrupted because some work in the volcanoes in regards to something else, which was actually a major plot point for level 40, is disrupting their slumber, and they're going off kidnapping soldiers to basically preserve to eat later. That's what they are. So anyways, let's complete these 2 quests. Good experience. So, we're going to end things off here. Next time on Dragon Saga's Newbie Guide. We're going to continue up with Dangerous Caverns because it is the best spot for me to close level 38 to 40. Hopefully we'll be level 40 by the time I start on this next episode. Or by the time I finish the next episode. See you guys then.